I love the business. My passion, without question. I'm not as fortunate as others. I work very hard. I don't work as hard as others. There's guys that are better than me in a lot of ways, but that doesn't mean I'm not good. And I'm not talking about in the ring physically. I'm talking about just the dedication that they have. I don't necessarily have right now. I did, but right now it's more of, I need a break from politics. My body just needs some rest. Because outside of wrestling, I work. I take care of the family. When it comes to wrestling, I have a different way of thinking. I have a different way of telling a story. But that's the beauty of wrestling. Making things come to life. And not having every match be exactly the same. And I feel like I can do that for any promotion or any company that I work for. I mean, let's face it, it's entertainment. We are essentially actors. We get paid to put on a show, to tell a story, to entertain people, and to have people suspend their disbelief in times where it might not be so good for them. That's professional wrestling. That is what I love. That's what I fell in love with, because when I was a kid, that's all I knew. It's the only thing that made me happy. It's the only thing that still makes me happy. It's just when you're in it, it's very difficult for guys to keep being a fan instead of getting sucked into the system. I can play that game. Was it worth it? Probably not. Especially on the independents. It's not worth the hassle. It's not worth the headache. And I've got things to do. Right now I'm in a state where I need to work on me and develop me personally and emotionally, and just to become the strongest version of myself. And I'm not there yet. I'm not saying it's done, because this is my ultimate goal, but sometimes you just need a break. And right now this is what's best for me to keep Vlad happy. Negativity is a big part of reality. We all experience it, and we've all done something negative that affects someone else, because none of us are perfect. I deal with negativity not on a daily basis, but I deal with it in my own mind. I trick myself into thinking something's wrong or something's bad where it's really not. At stupid things, you know, at myself. Not really because of anyone else, because I like to put the heat on myself for everything. I take the blame for a lot of things because of me. And everybody says, don't stress it, don't worry about it, you know, whatever. I'm not worried or stressed. Granted, I've lost sleep some nights thinking about, man, where did I go wrong? But at the end of the day, when I really just sit down and have that come to Jesus meeting with myself and really just, yo, brother, start doing you for you. I've always took negativity and rose above it, because honestly, negativity is not worth my time. It's not worth my feelings. It's not worth my emotions. But there's always that, why don't they want you, lingering in the back of my mind. All it really does is fuel me to be the strongest version of myself. I'd like to believe that my popularity has been a thing simply because of how I've carried myself and how I've treated people. I never thought that I was Mr. Big Shot, ever. I've given everybody a fair chance at life. I've given everyone I've come in contact with a chance to be themselves. I've always just been me, and I've always treated people with respect and love and compassion. And I've always been the one to make people laugh when they needed it, and just have been there for people. You know, it's not because of anything else. And I think one of the biggest things that people can admire or respect about me is the fact that I took something so outrageous like wrestling and I fulfilled it ever since I was a kid. I grew up into something I wanted to become and never lost focus. And I never lost sight of that main goal, and I still haven't. And it's been 20 years, and I'm still very much into it as much as I was when I was 5. That's what makes me me. It's the fact that I never got discouraged, regardless of what people said about my line of work. I don't think of myself as anything but Vlad. I've never thought that I was better than anybody, because I'm not. But to some people I am. To some people, Vladimir Joseph is a big deal. The way I present myself, what I've done in the ring, or what I haven't done in the ring. People think I'm somebody. That's a cool feeling. Even though to me, I'm just a big, black, fat kid from the west side of Stamford, Connecticut. And that's it, man. Being first class was never about money. It was never about how many girls you got. It was never about anything physical. It was about mindset and being the strongest version of yourself mentally. It's being able to wake up, smile, having a good day, making the best out of a bad situation, always being strong mentally and saying, I can do something. I can do whatever I want. Being first class is more than meets the eye. It's sending out a positive tweet. It's sending out a positive Facebook post. It's encouraging others. It's making others believe that they too can be anything they want. And I'm not going to say it's about hard work and dedication, because you know what? That's easy. It's cliche and it's overused. Not everybody can be the strongest version of themselves. Some people are just stuck in bad situations that they can't help. The real definition of being the strongest version of yourself is not being content with where you are in life. Whatever you want out of life, and if you want more, you will always have more. It's getting to a point where you have your own personal heaven. That is being first class. Regardless of color, sex, gender, anything. Because everybody has a story. And my story is being first class.